everybody. So, one thing I've noticed is that when we are wanting to change or create a shift in our lives, many of us get overwhelmed. Sorry, that's my dog Lola. Many of us get overwhelmed by the feeling of overwhelm and not knowing how we can create the change or what we need to do to create the change. And so it can seem so overwhelming that we decide not to go through the change or not to create a shift. But I'm here to tell you today that you really do not need to know the how. You just have to be willing. Being willing is enough to create the changes necessary and enough to be open to ways and solutions in changing. Around my 21st birthday in July, I was in a funky place, and I was in everybody knows that I have a blog, and I was just sort of, you go through, and when you evolve, you go through shifts and you go through different desires and different passions about different things. And while I was writing my blog, I felt like there was something more that I wanted to do and I needed to be doing, but I wasn't really quite sure. And in the back of my mind, I always felt like I wanted to do one-on-one coaching with people and help people on a one-to-one, but I just didn't have the courage. I didn't know how. I felt overwhelmed. And I sort of, it was just a time when I was just confused about what I wanted to do. You know, when you just get funky in your beliefs and your thoughts. And so I sat down. I like to write a lot about how I feel. I just feel like it's a great way to get out how you're feeling. So I just decided to write about how I was feeling, and at the end of writing about my confusion and what I meant to do and everything like that, I just asked to be led. I just asked to be led, and I promised that if I was led, I would help the people that I needed to help, because that's what I really want to do. Anyway, a week after, it was my 21st birthday, and just so you know, the beginning of this year, I done a course called Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, and during that course, my tutor told me about a book that a lot of my spiritual teachers read, and a lot of the top authors and everything about what I talk about, self-development and spirituality, they all are a student of this book, and it's called A Course in Miracles. And it's basically the principles of changing your life and with your mindset. So it's one of the top books to have and to be a student of if you're in this sort of world. And so it was my 21st birthday, and I decided with my mum to go to my nan's, and we ended up having lunch with my nan and my granddad. But whilst we were there, my mum came up with the idea to go to Dunelm, because my mum had given my nan a voucher for her birthday, which was in May, and she still hadn't gone to spend it. She'd never been to Dunelm before, and for those of you who don't know, I'm sure many of you do, but Dunelm is like a homeware store. You know, she loves her duvet covers and her bed sheets, and so she has an obsession, and so my mum thought that would be a great idea to get her a voucher for her birthday. So we decided after my birthday lunch, on my birthday, to go to Dunelm. One I had never been to before. It's in my nan's area. So we found it, we all went in, and we spent like half an hour looking at bed sheets and pillows and, you know, all this stuff. And then my granddad thought it would be a nice idea for us to have a coffee and a cake in their local cafe, in the store. So, you know, I was enjoying my birthday, but I still was unsure about what I wanted to do, but I sort of just let it go. I just thought I would enjoy my birthday. And so when we went to go and get the coffee, I realised that in the corner of the little cafe, there was like a bookshelf with loads of books in it. And so I just felt the desire to go over there and have a look at what books they had. In my mind, I was thinking, I wonder if they'll have any like self-development books. So I went over and I realised it was for charity, and these books were free, but you could donate a fee to have one. Oh my gosh. When I went over there and I scanned the shelf, my eyes caught onto one book, and it was A Course in Miracles. And I was like, no, that can't be the real book. I think there's other versions, So I picked it out and I was like, oh my God, it's the original textbook of A Course in Miracles, the book that all these amazing spiritual teachers are a student of, the book that I was told about in my course, the book that I've been wanting but not really sure if I was right for it, the book that I feel like would lead me onto my course to helping others, the book, A Course in Miracles. So I picked it up, I went over to my mum and I was like, oh my gosh, Mum, this is A Course in Miracles. And she was like, what's that? So I was trying to explain to her and she was like, oh my God, Kiarna, that's meant for you. When I went back over to the bookstore, I realised that next to that book was also A Course in Miracles work booklet. So the Course in Miracles textbook and the Course in Miracles work booklet were put there together in Dunelm, in a charity bookshelf in Dunelm's cafe. And I just couldn't believe it. I honestly felt like it had been placed there for me. And anyway, my nan, because of my birthday, my nan decided to buy them for me, but she bought them at 20p each. And one book, the one Course in Miracles book, the original textbook, is about £20 just for the one book. And I got both at the cost of 40p in Dunelm. I just couldn't get my mind around it. It was just such a weird coincidence, such a weird way of receiving my answer and leading me onto the path that I am now, of now offering one-on-one coaching services. And so this is my point. You don't need to know how to do what you want to do. You just need to be willing. And I was willing to do all it took to get to a point where I was able to help others. And just by being willing, I was led to those two books where I feel like will teach me all I need to know. I mean, I've got personal experience anyway, and that's how I feel like I'm going to be able to help people. But the textbook, I mean, I'm sorry, I still can't get over it. It's upstairs in my bedroom, but both of them in a random... So anyway, my birthday, I walked out of Dunelm with A Course in Miracles and the Course in Miracles textbook, and I thought, this is it. This is my path. I didn't know how I was going to be led to it, or, you know, what was going to happen for me. But just by being willing, I was shown the way. And this is my message to you. If you are willing, that is enough. If you're willing to forgive someone, if you're willing to change, if you're willing to love yourself more, if you're willing to enjoy life more, that willingness is all you need. It's all you need. Please, it's all you need. And don't get overwhelmed just by the fact that you don't know how you're going to do it yet. You don't know how it's possible, because it is. You just need to be willing, and being willing will open those doors and you'll just be led. And so that's my story I wanted to share with you today. It's quite an amazing one, and it's one that will keep me on my path and continue to remind me that I'm doing the right thing. But also will continue to prove to me that no matter what I want to do, no matter where I want to go, as long as I'm willing, I will always be shown the way. And that's all you need. Faith and willingness. That's it. That's the beginning of your journey. Today, decide that you are willing for change. Decide that you are willing to do all that you can to create the change you want. Decide that you're willing to love yourself more. Decide that you're willing to step into your power. Decide that you're willing to create the life that you truly desire, and that is all you need, and the steps will be shown. And so just by ending this today, I am now obviously offering my one-on-one coaching service, and if you really feel like you're willing to change, if you really feel like this is it, and this is your next step, you're being guided. If you're watching me now, I already believe that you're willing for change because you've been led to my video. And so just decide today that you're willing. Just decide today that you're willing, and just watch how things start to change. I really do hope that you have an amazing week, and I really hope that it's filled of examples and proof that once you're willing, things will begin to shift and you open doors. And that is it for this morning, my loves. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.